Hello everyone. Welcome to English Tales Time, where learning English becomes an exciting adventure. Did you know that living in an English-speaking city can radically transform your English learning experience? Today we will follow a typical day in this incredible journey. Get ready to dive into everyday situations and learn useful vocabulary in a fun and practical way. Let's start. Arrival and first impressions. Our character Lucas arrives in New York for the first time. He is a bit nervous but very excited to start his new adventure. At the airport, he needs to find his way to the hotel. Lucas asks an airport employee for directions. Lucas, excuse me, how can I get to the central bus station? Employee, sure. You need to take the airport shuttle to Terminal 2. From there, you can catch the bus to the city center. Lucas follows the instructions and, during the journey, admires the hustle and bustle and the diversity of people around him. He listens to conversations in English and tries to pick up new words. Upon arriving at the hotel, he checks in. Lucas, good evening. I have a reservation under the name Lucas Almeida. Receptionist, welcome, Mr. Almeida. Let me check. Yes, we have your reservation. Here's your room key. Lucas heads to his room, thinking about all the adventures that await him. On the way, he observes the city through the taxi window. The bright lights and towering skyscrapers leave him amazed. He thinks to himself, Lucas thinking, wow, this city is amazing. I can't wait to explore everything. After leaving his bags in the room, Lucas decides to take a walk around the hotel. He finds a diner and decides to buy something to eat. Lucas, hi, can I have a sandwich and a soda, please? Server, sure. That will be $5.50. Lucas, here you go, thank you. Lucas sits down and enjoys his snack, observing the people around him and listening to the conversations. He realizes that even simple activities like ordering food are great opportunities to practice English. Back at the hotel, he prepares to sleep, eager for the next day. Before sleeping, Lucas watches a TV show in English to become more familiar with the language. He chooses a comedy series to relax and learn new expressions. Lucas thinking, this show is really funny, and I'm learning so many new words. He writes down the new expressions he hears and repeats some of them out loud to practice pronunciation. After a day full of new experiences, Lucas feels ready to rest and start again the next day. Breakfast at a local cafe. The next morning, Lucas decides to have breakfast at a local cafe. He walks in and is greeted by a menu full of options. As he places his order, he practices his English. Lucas, good morning. I would like a coffee and a croissant, please. Server, good morning. Would you like any milk or sugar in your coffee? Lucas, just a little bit of milk, please. No sugar. While waiting, Lucas observes the cafe's decor and the people around him, practicing the vocabulary for food and drinks. He listens to other people making their orders and learns new words and expressions. Customer 1. Could I have a latte with almond milk, please? Customer 2. I would like a bagel with cream cheese. Lucas makes mental notes of these new words and realizes how important it is to pay attention to his surroundings. He also decides to chat with the server to practice more. Lucas, this cafe is really nice. Do you have any recommendations for a good place to visit nearby? Server: Thank you. You should definitely check out Central Park. It's beautiful this time of year. Lucas thanks the server for the tip and finishes his breakfast, eager to explore the city. On his way to Central Park, he sees shop windows and decides to enter a bookstore to practice his English. Lucas: Hi, do you have any books about New York City? Clerk: Yes. We have a section right over there with travel guides and history books about New York. Lucas: Great, thank you. Lucas explores the bookstore and buys a travel guide, which he plans to use during his visit. He is excited to learn more about the city while practicing his English. With his travel guide in hand, Lucas continues his walk to Central Park. Along the way, he passes by several landmarks and interesting shops. Upon arriving at the park, he is greeted by a vibrant green scenery. Lucas decides to explore the trails and enjoy the surrounding nature. As he walks, he encounters a group of people practicing yoga and decides to watch for a few minutes. Lucas also sees a small craft fair and decides to take a look. He talks to some of the vendors and learns about their handmade products. Lucas: These handmade crafts are beautiful. How do you make them? Vendor: Thank you. I use natural materials like wood and clay. Takes a lot of time and patience. Lucas is impressed by the artisan's talent and decides to buy a small sculpture as a souvenir. After a pleasant stroll through the park, he feels refreshed and ready to continue his adventure in the city. Exploring the city. After breakfast, Lucas decides to explore some of New York's tourist attractions. He visits Central Park and the Empire State Building. At one of the tourist spots, he buys a ticket and asks for information. Lucas: Excuse me, where can I buy a ticket for the Empire State Building? Employee: You can buy it at the ticket booth over there, or you can purchase it online for a discount. Lucas: Thank you. I'll buy it at the booth. While waiting in line, Lucas talks with other tourists. Lucas: Hi, is this your first time visiting the Empire State Building? Tourist: Yes, it is. We're from Italy and we're really excited to see the view from the top. Lucas: I'm from Brazil. It's my first time in New York. Any tips on what to see? The conversation continues and Lucas learns more about the city and other cultures. He also practices describing what he sees in English. Lucas: Thinking the buildings here are so tall, and the park is so big and green. At the top of the Empire State Building, Lucas takes photos and admires the panoramic view of New York. He feels inspired and happy to be experiencing this. As he descends, he decides to ask a tour guide about other places to visit. Lucas: Hi, I'm looking for other interesting places to visit. Any recommendations? Guide: Definitely. You should visit the Statue of Liberty in Times Square. Both are iconic and offer unique experiences. Lucas: Thank you. I'll add them to my list. Lucas writes down these suggestions and continues his adventure in the city, excited to explore more. After the Empire State Building, he decides to walk to Times Square. The streets are full of tourists and locals, creating a vibrant and lively atmosphere. Lucas takes the opportunity to practice more of his English by stopping in some shops and talking with vendors. Lucas: Hi, I'm looking for a souvenir. Do you have any recommendations? Vendor, sure. We have some great New York City t-shirts and keychains over here. Lucas, great, I'll take a t-shirt and a keychain. How much are they? Vendor, the t-shirt is $20 and the keychain is $5. Lucas, here you go. Thank you. After making his purchases, Lucas continues exploring and decides to stop at a newsstand to buy a magazine. Lucas, hi, can I have this magazine, please? Vendor, of course. That will be $3.50. Lucas, here you go. Thank you. Lucas takes the moment to read the magazine while sitting on a bench and watching people pass by. He realizes how exciting it is to be in such an iconic place and feels grateful for this opportunity. Shopping at the market. When visiting a local market, Lucas interacts with vendors and practices buying and selling dialogues. Lucas, hi, how much are these apples? Vendor, they are $2 per pound. Lucas, I'll take 2 pounds, please. He learns the names of various products and practices small talk, making the experience richer and more educational. Lucas is interested in a cheese stall and asks to try some. Lucas, excuse me, can I try this cheese? Vendor, of course. This one is a local specialty made from goat's milk. Lucas tries the cheese and decides to buy some. He thanks the vendor and continues exploring the market. At another stall, he sees exotic fruits and decides to ask about them. Lucas, what are these fruits called? Vendor, these are called dragon fruits. They have a sweet and refreshing taste. Lucas, interesting. I'll take one, please. Lucas continues his shopping, feeling more confident interacting in English. He realizes that each new word learned is a small victory on his journey. Upon leaving the market, he decides to stop at a food truck for lunch. Lucas, hi, can I have a taco with chicken and a bottle of water, please? Vendor, sure. That will be $8. Lucas, here you go, thank you. Lucas enjoys his lunch while observing the hustle and bustle of the market. He feels integrated into the environment and happy to be learning so much. During his visit to the market, Lucas decides to talk to a spice vendor. Lucas, these spices smell amazing. Can you recommend something for cooking chicken? Vendor, absolutely. This blend of herbs and spices is perfect for chicken. It has a mix of paprika, garlic, and thyme. Lucas, sounds delicious. I'll take a small bag, please. Lucas buys the spice and continues to explore the market, finding unique products and interacting with more vendors. He feels increasingly confident in his English and excited to use his new skills. In the late afternoon, Lucas decides to have a coffee at a cafe near the market. He orders a drink and chats with the barista. Lucas, hi, can I have a cappuccino, please? Barista, of course. Would you like any flavor syrup in it? Lucas, no thank you. Just a regular cappuccino. While waiting for his coffee, Lucas observes the people around him and reflects on his market experience. He feels grateful for all the interactions and learning opportunities he found throughout the day. Using public transportation. At the end of the day, Lucas needs to take the subway to return to the hotel. He buys his ticket and asks for directions. Lucas, excuse me, which line should I take to get to Times Square? Employee, Take the 1 train and it will take you directly there. Lucas, thank you very much. On the subway, he observes the advertisements and signs, practicing reading in English and familiarizing himself with new words. He listens to the announcements and tries to understand each message. Announcement: next stop 34th Street, Penn Station. Please stand clear of the closing doors. Lucas makes mental notes and feels more confident with the English he is learning. On the subway, he also observes interactions between passengers and learns new expressions. Passenger 1: Excuse me, is this seat taken? Passenger 2: No, please go ahead. Lucas feels encouraged to practice his English more and decides to ask a question to one of the passengers. Lucas: Hi, do you know if this train goes to Times Square? Passenger: Yes, it does. You should get off in 3 stops. Lucas: Thank you. He thanks the passenger and continues his journey, feeling increasingly integrated into the environment. When he arrives at Times Square, Lucas is amazed by the lights and the hustle and bustle. He decides to take a walk before returning to the hotel. Social connections. During a social event, Lucas makes new friends and practices his English in informal conversations. He is invited to a party at the house of a friend he met during his visit to Times Square. Lucas: Hi. My name is Lucas. I'm from Brazil. Host: Nice to meet you, Lucas. I'm John. How long have you been in New York? Lucas: Just arrived yesterday. I'm here to improve my English. They discuss hobbies, culture, and future plans, enriching their vocabulary and fluency. John invites Lucas to a cultural event the next day. John: We're going to a cultural fair tomorrow. Would you like to join us? Lucas: That sounds great. I'd love to. Lucas feels he is making progress and forming valuable connections. At the cultural event, he introduces himself to others and learns more about different cultures. Lucas: Hi, I'm Lucas. I'm new here in New York. Person 1: Hello, Lucas. Welcome to the city. I'm Mark. Lucas: Nice to meet you, Mark. What do you do here? The conversation flows naturally, and Lucas feels more confident in his English. He discovers new expressions and slang used in everyday life, which further enriches his vocabulary. During the event, he also tries typical foods from different countries and learns about their origins. Lucas: This food is amazing. What is it called? Person 2: This is called baklava. It's a sweet pastry made with layers of phyllo dough, nuts, and honey. Lucas: Delicious. I'll definitely try making this at home. Lucas appreciates every moment and feels more connected to the people around him. While talking to more people, he discovers new perspectives and inspiring stories. Lucas: It's incredible how diverse New York is. I've met people from so many different backgrounds. Person 3: Absolutely. That's one of the best things about living here. You get to learn so much from everyone you meet. Lucas feels that each conversation is an opportunity for learning and growth. He gets excited to see that he is making progress in his goal of improving his English. End of the day and reflections. At the end of the day, Lucas reflects on his experiences and learnings. He writes down new words and expressions he learned and how he felt more confident speaking English. Lucas: Today was an amazing day. I learned so much just by interacting with people and being in real-life situations. I'm excited for what tomorrow will bring. Lucas revisits his notes and prepares for another day of adventures. He decides to write a small diary in English about his experiences. Lucas, writing today, I went to the market and tried new foods. I also made some new friends at a cultural event. My English is improving every day. I'm proud of myself. While writing, Lucas reviews the words he learned and feels motivated to keep practicing. He realizes that each interaction, no matter how small, is a valuable learning opportunity. Before sleeping, Lucas plans what he wants to explore the next day. Lucas, tomorrow I'll visit the Statue of Liberty and try to have more conversations with locals. I'm feeling more confident with my English every day. He visualizes the possible interactions he will have and prepares some phrases and questions to use. Lucas feels optimistic and excited about the new learning opportunities he will encounter. As he lies down, Lucas thinks about all the people he met and how these interactions enriched his experience. He is eager to explore more and continue his learning journey. Lucas realizes that, more than learning English, he is connecting with different people and cultures, which makes his experience even more meaningful. He closes his eyes with a feeling of accomplishment and anticipation for the next day's adventures, knowing that each day brings new opportunities to grow and learn. So, did you enjoy following Lucas's day in New York? Remember, every interaction is an opportunity to learn. Keep exploring, practicing, and challenging yourself. Subscribe to English Tales Time for more adventures and English learning tips. See you next time.